The Battle of Actium, 31 BCE, was a defining moment in ancient history, a naval clash that determined the fate of the Roman world and marked the end of the Roman Republic. It was a fight for power, ambition, and the future of the Roman Empire. This epic battle took place off the western coast of Greece, in the Ionian Sea, where two titanic forces collided: the forces of Octavian, the future Emperor Augustus, and the combined fleets of Mark Antony and Cleopatra VII, the Queen of Egypt. The Roman Republic was crumbling under the weight of internal strife, political conspiracies, and the ambitions of powerful leaders. After the assassination of Julius Caesar in 44 BC, Rome was plunged into chaos, with power struggles erupting between different factions. The most prominent of these were Octavian, Caesar's adopted son and heir, and Mark Antony, one of Caesar's top generals. Their rivalry was fierce, but it reached a boiling point when Antony formed a close political and personal alliance with Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt. Antony's relationship with Cleopatra was more than romantic. It was a power move. By aligning himself with the wealth of Egypt and Cleopatra's military resources, Antony aimed to secure control over the Roman world. This alarmed Octavian and many Roman senators, who saw Antony's alliance with Cleopatra as a direct threat to Roman sovereignty. Octavian capitalized on this by portraying Antony as a traitor to Rome, enslaved by his love for Cleopatra, and began preparing for a final confrontation. By 31 BCE, the lines were drawn. Octavian commanded a vast fleet of 400 warships under his top admiral, Marcus Vipsanius Agrippa. Agrippa was a master of naval strategy, and his leadership would prove crucial in the battle to come. Octavian's forces were disciplined and determined, numbering around 80,000 infantry. On the other side stood Mark Antony and Cleopatra. Antony's fleet, numbering 500 ships, was larger but slower and less maneuverable. Cleopatra, determined to defend her kingdom, brought her Egyptian fleet into the fight, standing by Antony's side with 60 Egyptian ships. They also had about 70,000 infantry. Antony's ships were designed for brute force, equipped with heavy rams to smash into enemy vessels. As the two forces prepared to meet, the tension was palpable. Whoever won this battle would control the future of the Roman world. On September 2nd, 31 BCE, the two forces met at Actium, a promontory on the Ionian coast. The sea stretched out like an open battlefield, and the fates of empires hung in the balance. Agrippa, commanding Octavian's navy, made the first move, strategically cutting off Antony's supply lines and forcing his fleet into a desperate battle. Antony and Cleopatra's forces were anchored in the bay, their ships locked in formation, but Agrippa's more agile vessels attacked swiftly. Octavian's ships were smaller but faster, and they used their superior maneuverability to outflank Antony's heavier ships. They fired volleys of flaming projectiles, attempting to set Antony's ships ablaze, while carefully avoiding the rams of Antony's massive quinqueremes. As the battle raged on, Antony's forces struggled to break free from Agrippa's tight naval blockade. The sea was filled with the sound of clashing metal, the screams of men, and the roar of burning ships. Antony's forces fought valiantly, but they were losing ground. Agrippa's tactics were working, and Antony's larger, slower ships couldn't keep up with the nimble Roman vessels. Amid the chaos, Antony's fleet began to fall apart. Many of his ships were set aflame by Agrippa's archers and incendiary devices. Antony, realizing the tide was turning against him, attempted a bold maneuver. He ordered a breakout, hoping to punch through Octavian's lines and regroup. As the battle reached its peak, Cleopatra made a shocking decision. Seeing the chaos and destruction around her, she ordered her 60 Egyptian ships to retreat. Some say she fled out of fear, while others believe she saw the battle as lost and chose to save her fleet for another day.